Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I apologize if my nose starts running or anything, because for some reason all of a sudden I got really stuffy feeling today out of nowhere. I just took a allergy pill. I had to think for a second. I'm not sure if it's my allergies or what, but I did take an allergy pill because sometimes this comes and goes, but just putting that out there just in case. This video is going to be a Thoughtful Thursday type video. Rob wanted me to talk about this, so I'm going to talk about it. Not that long ago, we watched a YouTube video by an autistic creator talking about being left out for basically our whole life. And we relate to that a lot. And this happened to both of us a lot throughout both of our lives. And even still happens every now and then. And it does hurt a lot. You know, we grew up being the shy, quiet types. So we would get overlooked a lot in classes. And I always hated doing group projects when the teacher would say, get into groups. Or choose a partner, because a lot of times I didn't have anyone, so and most of the time in my classes there was an odd number of kids, so I had to be put in a group, so we'd be the odd group of 3, and it was just very awkward to me, because even then I didn't know how to start a conversation or anything, so I just sat there awkwardly, and I still don't really know how to start a conversation. So, as we all know, Rob was diagnosed with autism when he was 13. I am undiagnosed, but I suspect very much so that I myself have autism. Hopefully one day I will get tested, but we'll see how that goes. With the political climate right now, I'm not sure that is the best thing to do at the moment, but we'll see. But yeah, that video it struck a chord with me because it made me realize some of the things I do, why I do some of the things I do. And especially when it comes to feeling left out a lot, because I feel left out a lot in certain things. I take things really seriously. I'm very sensitive, always have been. I never know when something is serious or a joke, but I tend to remind, I guess you could say, about certain things when it comes to things that someone has promised me that we're going to do, that you're going to get me, or my birthday, stuff like that. Especially because my birthday is next month in January, and for some reason, every time lately it has come around, I always feel like it's going to get forgotten. I don't know why. So I tend to remind, and now I kind of understand why I do that, but you know, it's stuff like that, but it's not a nice feeling when you're left out, and when people do it on purpose. People pretend to be your friend, you know. Now, we don't realize that at first. It's because of how our brains are, and it happens to a lot of people who are neurodivergent. And all we want is to have real, true friendships and to have lives like everyone else, you know? Just because our brains are different than a normal brain doesn't mean that we should be treated any differently. You know what I mean? But, and just, I know that feeling really, really well. So does Rob. And I can't really remember what I said to him last night, because I had to send him this message last night to get these thoughts off my head, but I can't remember a lot of what I said because I was falling asleep right as the thoughts were coming into my brain. So I'm trying to remember everything that I wanted to talk about when it came to this subject. It's just, I guess I haven't related to a video like that in a while. I have a hard time relating to things and people a lot of the time, so that one kind of took me by surprise, I guess. And so I just wanted to talk about that. And like I said, I don't remember everything I said last night in the message to Rob off the top of my head, but that's basically the gist of it. Is it made me realize that why I do certain things, like over reminding. And I also feel like when I do that, I can be annoying sometimes. I don't mean to be. It's just I do that so that I get the answers I need to make my brain feel better about the situation. Let's put it that way. Because of the anxiety that I have, you know. And it just randomly happens. And especially when I was out doing something with his provider or his brother or something, and I don't have anything to do, so I'm sitting here by myself. And so I tend to overthink when I'm by myself. I don't have anything to do to keep my brain occupied. And then everything just starts to spiral, and it sucks. I try not to, but it can be hard sometimes. But I don't know, I just get these thoughts, you know, feelings. Don't know why. Just do. It's kind of been like that in my life. Like, when, I don't know if I should talk about this because this was in a conversation, in a group conversation, but Rob had said something the other night, last Wednesday night. I was at a Christmas play. Didn't say it for the whole thing because we had to catch the train, or what they called it, the tide, which is kind of like a light rail. We had to catch that to get back to the car where we park, because we park kind of, you know, in between, because my stepmom came and she lives in Chesapeake, so we park in the middle at the station, and we get on, we go downtown, because that's where we had to go. And it was quite chilly, I might add. Well, what we didn't know is, because apparently the website didn't say this either, was that there was a couple nights last week when we were down there, that one night, they were doing maintenance on the light rail. So the last stop was not our stop. We had to get off anyway, and we had to get on a bus to get back to our stop. So that was interesting. Anyway, but I was there, and, you know, intermission and stuff, I checked messages, and so let's just say Earl was talking about his dad, and he said something, and it made me feel really sad, but also I immediately, when I read stuff like that, or someone says stuff like that, I often wonder what's wrong with me, because it's happened so many times, you know, and I don't know, but it's kind of the first thought that enters my mind when I read stuff like that, or someone says something like that to me. It's just, or something happens where I am, you know, I'm in this group, but in public, like when I would volunteer and stuff, and other people would be talking together, and then I would just be standing there awkwardly. I don't like that, you know, because I don't know what to do. And so it makes me feel like there's something wrong with me, I guess. And I don't know. That video kind of reminded me of that as well. But it was a TikTok video from a creator who has autism. She's a female. And she's very relatable to us. And so I wanted to talk about that because of how it made us feel and how we related to something for once, you know. And so I guess I just wanted to say that it hurts having that feeling of being left out or forgotten, and it happens way more to people like us than you think. And all we want is to have true friendships and to have lives of our own and to be able to be together, because we have some people in our life who have a hard time with that because of certain situations. With him mostly, he gets SSI, and so certain people think that us living together means that he won't get his money anymore. He'll still get it, it will just be cut down a little bit. But he never wanted to live off of it forever anyway. We have a whole plan of how we're going to do this. He's going to have a house. He has one that he loves right now, so hopefully when he finally get it, it will still be available. I'm hoping sometime next year we can finally move in together. We'll see. So, because we just want to live our life together like everyone else and be happy. You know, everyone else gets the chance to be happy and be with who they love, and we should be able to have that too. But yeah, so I just wanted to speak about that real quick, and like I said, how that TikTok video made us feel, how we actually related to something for once, and just treat everyone with kindness. You know, there's a lot going on in the world today, and there's a lot of hard things to see and hear and experience, and I don't know where all the empathy is gone and the compassion, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of that left right at the moment. So, yeah. Just be kind and try to understand what people are going through, how they feel, you know, and try to include people who you notice are shy and quiet and could possibly be neurodivergent and have a different brain, you know, have autism, ADHD, all kinds of stuff, anxiety, because it's not easy. People do not ask to be born or have these intellectual disabilities, any kind of disabilities, any kind of mental illnesses. Nobody asks to have these, you know. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about, and I hope you enjoyed this Thoughtful Thursday video, and I hope you understand, and remember, be kind, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment. Don't forget to click that little bell icon so you know next video is coming out, and as always, all of our social media will be in the description box below, and thank you for watching.